Hey everybody, and welcome to another video here today of the Falcon crypto rating. Today I wanted to have a look at Chainlink. As I've said before, please keep the requests coming in. I am kind of working through the list of the cryptos that everyone here has mentioned, and yeah, the plan is to get through all of them eventually. So yeah, as I said, leave your request below in the comments, and let me know what you think of this one as well. Now, if you are new to this, I would always say please go back and watch the one that I did on XRP first, because that one I went into a bit more detail, explained it a bit longer. It was a longer video, but you'll get a better understanding of what it is, like how this sheet works and how it ranks. That being said, let's move on to Chainlink. So as always, for now, please ignore these numbers. I just put it in here, so obviously this is we haven't filled it in yet. So first things first, have I read the white paper? Yes, I have. I am going to show it to you here. Now, this is the white paper. So Chainlink, a decentralized Oracle network. We're not going to go through the whole thing, but what I do want to go through is actually the introduction, because the introduction kind of gives us everything we need for now. And for people who might not know Chainlink as well, as they probably should, it gives them a good breakdown of what the problem is and what Chainlink actually does. So I'm literally going to start just here with the introduction down to this part here. So I'm just going to read through it and explain if needed along the way. So first thing, so smart contracts are applications that execute on decentralized infrastructure, such as a blockchain. They are tamper-proof in the same sense that no party, even their creator, can alter the code or interfere with their execution. Historically, contracts embodied in code have run in a centralized manner. Apologies, that leaves them subject to alteration, termination, and even deletion by a privileged party. So, just to summarize that part, the old way, when it was centralized, there was always one person or one party in control. Now that we're moving to decentralization, there's like no one party that control it. It's done by say like voting or something like that, right? But by everyone that's involved, so not just just one party. Okay, so continuing on. In contrast, smart contracts execution guarantees, which bind all parties to an agreement as written, create a new and powerful type of trust relationship that does not rely on trust in any one party. So basically, what I'm saying here is, upfront, we all agreed on something. That's now what's going to happen. There's no way to change this, right? Well, I guess through voting maybe, but everyone would have to agree on that, right? So there's not just one party that can move the goalposts after the game has started, okay? Because they are self-verifying and self-executing, i.e. tamper-proof as explained above, smart contracts thus offer the superior vehicle for realizing and administering digital agreements. Okay, so what they've done here is they've just kind of laid the base. They just explained, okay, the world is moving towards smart contracts because the old way was like didn't really work with one centralized point. The new way, when it's completely decentralized, that's where the future is going. So what they do here is they just kind of like they just build a case, or they just acknowledge kind of what's happening. Okay, so now we continue here. The powerful trust model that smart contracts embody, though, introduces a new technical challenge, and that challenge is connectivity. Okay, so I can already feel what's coming here, right? The connectivity is you can see obviously the way it's written as well. This is where Chainlink comes in. Okay, so let's focus on this now. The vast majority of interesting smart contract applications rely on data about the real world that comes from key resources, specifically data feeds and APIs that are external to the blockchain. Because of the mechanics of the consensus mechanism underpinning blockchains, and blockchain cannot directly fetch such critical data. So basically what this means here is that yes, the whole new thing that we're going through now, like the whole blockchain, I'm just going to call it movement or whatever you want to call it, is fantastic. However, it needs data from, I'm just going to call it the real world or the old world or whatever you want to call it. It's basically the world outside, right? So somehow we need to get the information from outside onto the blockchain. But the problem is that it needs to be trusted as well, right? So that's the issue. that needs to be solved. How can we get data that does not live on the blockchain onto the blockchain? Okay, now, so what do they do? What are they suggesting here? We propose a solution to smart contract connectivity problem in the form of Chainlink, a secure Oracle network. What differentiates Chainlink from other Oracle solutions is its ability to operate as a fully decentralized network. This decentralized approach limits the trust in any single party, enabling the tamper-proof quality valued in smart contracts to be extended to the end-to-end operation between smart contracts and the APIs they rely on. Making smart contracts externally aware, meaning capable of interacting with off-chain resources, is necessary if they are not going to replace digital agreements in use today. If they are going to replace the digital agreements in use today. So I think that kind of is everything we need to know. I'm just going to read the last part just to complete the introduction. But today, the lion's share of traditional contractual agreements that have been digitally automated use external data to prove contractual performance and require data outputs to be pushed to external systems. When smart contracts replace these older contractual mechanisms, they will require high assurance versions of the same type of data inputs and outputs. Examples of potential next generation smart contracts and their data requirements include. Now, I'm not going to go through this, but I do want to mention these three things because it's just cool to realize that this is a thing. So when it comes to like security and smart contracts, like stuff like the outside information that they would need, right, would be like market prices and that kind of stuff. Insurance, they will need to know, like say, Internet of Things, right, IoT data. So in this example here, if you want to make an insurance claim, like your insurance might want to know if your door was actually locked. So like Internet of Things will make it possible to give like the information from like your magnetic door lock like to them, right? Was it actually locked at the time of the break-in? That kind of stuff. And then like trade finance here, like GPS and all that kind of stuff. So just tracking everything like that's moving around. So that these are just three examples of like off-chain information that needs to be brought on-chain. So here we have what we were looking for, right? So I'm trying to see if I can find a good sentence here. Yes, I'm going to go with this one. So what is it that Chainlink is solving? They're solving the smart contract connectivity problem. Okay, I hope I kind of made you understand a bit better what's happening here and why it's necessary, and what the problem is that they're solving. So now we can kind of go back to the sheet and continue. So the use case here, I'm just going to put what I just took there, is solving the smart contract connectivity problem. So that's what they're solving. So they get the full points there. Have they done an ICO? Yes, they have. I found this new website, CoinCodex. I haven't really used it before today, but I liked it a lot just because it was quite clear. Click on Chainlink. And if I scroll down, you can see here more info, Chainlink ICO, and it gives you the information about it all. So just like a bit more information about the actual ICO. Not going to go into that now. Like you can get it here if you want to. But for me, for now, it's just important that yes, they have done an ICO, which once again, I personally don't have an issue with, but I'm expecting there might be some issues in the future regarding stuff like the SEC and that kind of stuff. So that's why they get minus points there. Or not minus points, they just miss out on points. Okay, so far, from the white paper, we've learned that they are solving a problem. We also now know that they are doing, or they have done an ICO. Okay, moving on. Next, let's have a look at the team. And for this, I always use, as most of you know, Live CoinWatch. It's just easy because it just links to the people. Let me have a look. Chainlink. Okay, and team. So we have the CEO here. We have the CTO. There are some advisors here. I'll open them, but the main focus will be the CEO and the CTO. Okay, so let's have a look here. Where have they worked? Okay, so here he was an intern. So after this, he created his own company. So just for people who are new, what I'm looking for is a professional experience so that they kind of have an idea of what they're doing so that they can give proper guidance to the company along the line. So I'm just going to click on this one here. Did not show up. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, I'm kind of looking for something like when you're a co-founder. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like experience in big companies. So not, for me, not much here. Let's have a look at Steve Ellis. Pivotal Labs. I guess that's a medium-sized company. 250 something. Teacher's assistant. So from the actual CEO and the CTO, to be honest, I am not that confident in the level of experience that they have. However, we also saw that they brought in advisors, right? And as I've said before, for me, if the advisors do have the experience, I'm okay with that too. Because they will still get the guidance. So let's have a look here. Evan Cheng. Yeah, here we go. Look, this guy worked in Facebook, Apple. Like, he's got some nice big names. I don't even have to look at the rest. I can see it here. He's got some good experience. What about this guy, Hudson Jameson? Ethereum. Okay, yeah, I can already see as well. Like 31,000 employees. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, okay. So the way I see it here is if I was the only thing I was judging was the actual creators, the founders, I would not be too happy with it. But since they brought in advisors, I am going to give them once again the benefit of the doubt, the team experience, because first of all, the fact that you kind of acknowledge that you don't have the experience necessary, and you bring in advisors already means that I think you have quite a how do you say that, like a professional approach. You realize your weaknesses and you want to fix it. And then when we actually took a look at the team, they came from stuff like what was it, Apple, Google, that kind of stuff. So I'm happy out there. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, which is Coin Paprika, where we're going to look for some information. There we go. Coin Paprika, Chainlink. Scroll down a bit. So it's centralized, which is obviously not great. Open source is obviously better. So it is centralized. It is open source. So they're missing out on points here for the org structure. They're getting points for it being open source. The what else am I looking at here? Algorithm is non-platform Ethereum. Okay, so if you've been here before, you also know that I'm not very happy with it being built on a different platform. Just because of it dependence, it being dependent on that as well. So they get some minus points there. The consensus mechanism was not mineable, right? Yeah, not mineable. Okay, so they missed out on a few things here, which I would have liked to see a bit different. Like obviously for me to invest in something, I want I'm looking at the total picture, right? So let's not judge it just yet. Okay, so now we're moving on to GitHub, which we can link through here to Coin Paprika. So contributors, 93. Then the stars, 2082. What about the GitHub commits? So let's head over to GitHub. 15,520. 15,520. Okay, so got some points there. Now we are looking at the different languages. So we have here, we've got JavaScript, Go, TypeScript. I'm just going to do those three first: JavaScript, Go, and TypeScript. So we have a JavaScript, Go, and TypeScript, and then we also had Solidity and Shell. Shell and Solidity. Okay, so they scored a few more points there. Moving away from the tech now over to the market. So like how it's just performed in like the last, I guess, years. For people who are new, once again, I'm just going to repeat this. When I look at the all-time high, like the longer that has been, the more points you score. For me, because I like that they still have how you say it, they haven't maybe surpassed it yet, or they still have a way to go, right? So that's I'm looking to get in early, so I want to get in before it kind of happens. So that's why they don't get too many points here, because the last time the all-time high was on the 10th of May of this year. The all-time high difference is okay, like how bigger this is as well is also more points, because I like it still has a way to go, right? So far there's no how do I say this? Like I don't distrust this project. I still believe it has value, right? It's solving that use case. So I do believe it will get back up there. And then the more that difference is, the more obviously money there is to be made. So like this is all positive. It was added in 2017, so you get some points there. Market cap, it gets some points here as well. Because it's in the, the top 20, I think it is. Volume is okay. Circulating supply, okay, this is some more stuff that I like. Circulated supply, you can see here, and like points as well. It's 43.85%. Why is that important? I'm just not a big fan of coins where there is no max supply. You can see here, they would have gotten minus points, but they haven't, because there is a max. Okay, so next up with liquidity. So let's go back to Coin Paprika. Where are you? Here you go, liquidity. And then combined orders. Put that one in here. Okay, so it gets 8 points for liquidity. Number of exchanges was 94. Okay, get some more points there. So that's the market. I think it actually did pretty all right here in the market part. Next, moving on to the kind of the performance, I guess. So time to head over to Lunar Crush. And while we're doing that, let me close some tabs that we no longer need. Okay, Chainlink. Okay, so first one up here is the top trading pair, which you'll always find down at the bottom right here, which is with USDT. Tether, no surprise, most of the time that's the case. So you get some points, not all the points. I'd rather have it with USD, just a dollar, or even USDC. We would be better than Tether or 2, but hey, still get some points for it. Market dominance. Let's have a look at the market dominance. Where are you? Here we go. Okay, so people who are new again. Market dominance is a measurement of a market's cap weight a coin has compared to the market as a whole. Now, here you can see the market dominance is 0, but I think this should be, if we're a bit more precise, 0.46. So I'm going to put in that 0.46. The Galaxy score. Galaxy score here. Okay, so what is the Galaxy score? The Galaxy score measures a coin's performance versus itself over time and how it is trending over the last 50 hours. In general, it indicates how healthy a coin is by looking at combined performance indicators across markets and deep social engagement. Scores higher than 50 are generally bullish, while scores less than 50 are generally bearish. Okay, so what is it now? 71, so that's bullish. It's actually the highest one so far. Let's have another look at the alt rank. So what is the alt rank? Alt rank measures a coin's performance versus all other coins that we actively support. With we, I mean Lunar Crush. In general, it is a unique measurement that combines altcoin price performance relative to Bitcoin and other social activity indicators across the entire crypto market. A coin can have a high alt rank of 1, even in a bear market situation. Now, here you can see the current rank is 35. So putting in 35 here. Okay. Then the correlation rank for the people that are new. Currently not using this, but I'm keeping track because I might plan to use it in the future. So what is the correlation rank? Correlation rank is an algorithm that defines the correlation between the the proprietary social data and the coin prices. So you can see it's 80, which is quite high. So basically the price reacts very much like the influence, I guess, from it's very much correlated to all the data that they use here. So it's also just the reason I'm also keeping track of this is something that I don't know. Like in the future, I might want to use it just to see if coins, like how much you can trust this data, right? But for now, I'm just gonna fill it in and leave it there. Social dominance next up. Social dominance is 3.03. 3.03. Okay, we move over to Google Trends. Chainlink. Changing this from the Netherlands to worldwide. And then we can see it is currently 10. Google Trends is 10. Google, what about Google News? So Chainlink, News, what's that, just over 250,000 articles found, so let's put that in here, get some points for that too. And the Twitter poll, so I just put out a Twitter poll earlier, so obviously we don't have as much data as I would have liked. Just going to refresh. So far only about 240 votes. I might update this tomorrow after it's been out for a while. As you can see, it's only been up there for an hour. But for now, I'm going to use it as we have the information. So about 35.6. 35.6% are holding. Okay, so we now have all the information we need. So how does Chainlink score? So you can see here the unweighted ranking. It's actually in position 5, but after it's been weighed, it actually climbs up one position into 4th place. See that? So I'm just going to sort that in there. So here we go. We have Chainlink here in 4th place. And looking here, when it comes to for people who are new, the different weighing that I give to it. So you can see here, the project, the team, the tech, the market, performance, and social. And they all have 200 points available. And then you can see kind of what I find more important. So for me, it's mainly the project and the tech. And you can kind of see here how much of the points each category contributes to the total. So you can kind of see here that the project is a big one. The team, obviously, thanks to the advisors, is doing pretty well. Market's all right. So overall, came out as a kind of a long-term investment. Place 4, above Bitcoin, but still below Cardano, Ethereum, and XRP. So I think that's it for today, guys. Let me know, as I said, in the comments below, which other coins you'd like me to run through. Happy to do so. I'll just work my way through all of them. For now, I hope you like this one, and let me think as well what you think about Chainlink. Like, is it something that you hold, that you'd invest in? Yeah. Goodbye for now, and catch you in the next one. All right. Bye bye.